What's up, y'all? It's your boy Tayday all day, back again with another episode. And I want to thank everybody that do go ahead and pop in, listen to this quick 15 minutes at max podcast that I'll be putting out. Hopefully I'll be getting to it more often. I got some people that are interested in stepping in and sharing their opinions on topics. At that point, I will just be loving to just hear different people's opinions, because I'm always one talking, and I would love to get their opinions on that. But for now, I want to go ahead and keep talking my talk and walking my walk, because today's conversation is going to be about women versus men again. But this is episode 3, and I want to know, do all women go with this, or is it just majority of women? What is it? Because in my opinion, I feel like it's majority of women, but do a lot of women have some kind of secret account, a secret thing that's going on in their head? Like, because this is what seems to happen. Men are looked down upon when it comes down to women. And this is the reason why I say that. A lot of times when you're in a relationship, a woman is looking at a man like, or when you start dating this person, they're looking at you and they're going to size you up. Majority of women are going to size you up based off of how you look, what you're driving. Because what the natural thing for a woman to do is expect the man to do everything on the first date, right? They're going to pick that woman up, or they're going to pay for the food or pay for whatever they're doing on that first date. And the man needs to show, he needs to show his income or where his financial, if he's stable. And this is going to be some stuff that they talk about as well in the first date. But this is just off the rip. You're going to have to, when you come into a date, when you go on a date with a girl, you're going to go ahead and you're going to offer to pick her up. This is just gentleman type stuff, right? Pick her up, and then usually the guy's going to pay the bill. But this is also expected. So, and this also been talked about plenty of times. What happens if the girl's digging the guy, but the guy's not digging the girl? Is it okay for the guy to go ahead and be like, when the bill comes, be like, hey, can we get on 2 separate checks? When the check comes, is that going, you know what I'm saying? What if he's just not feeling her? Or maybe he is feeling her and they both feeling each other. What happens if the guy starts setting up a test? I wouldn't blame no guy to set up a test to see if a woman is who she say she is. Because women, all these women out here talking about they independent. What are you independent from? Huh? Asking your mama for stuff? Because they expect these men out here to pay for their shit. So, what are you independent from? And also, women will most likely fail that test. The reason why is because if I go on a date and I say, and we go on a date, we enjoy it, she loved the place that I picked out, we had good conversation, and then I say, and the waiter comes over here and puts the check down, and I was like, hey, could you put that separate checks, please? And then go on about the conversation that I'm having. How offended would that woman be? Would she get up and leave? What would be her reaction? She's going to be like, why would you do that? Thought we were having a good time. Well, that's an expectation you had. This is our first date. Well, are you going to be a gentleman and pay for it? No, the hell I'm not. I've been a gentleman this whole evening. My financial statements does not define me as being a gentleman. Now, some men, they don't care, I pay for it. That's cool. And my previous, as many times I've been on date and do stuff, it's been ingrained in me as a young man growing up to pay for a woman's food, treat her right, do that type of stuff. But nowadays, if I ever have to get back in the dating world, I'm gonna have a different energy, and I'm gonna match these women's energy out here. Because if I go out and say, hey, if I go out on a date with you and I, what I'm saying, and I do what I do, and then, we in that situation, you need to go ahead and pay for it. You should not be looking at me since you're so independent, especially these girls be out here, it's like, yeah, I'm doing my thing, yada yada yada. Okay, well, why can't you pay for your meal when we go on a date? You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of things that we need to, needs to be understood, and men have to guard themselves. So I know that's kind of like whatever topic, kind of whatever to the main topic, but the main principle of this is to figure out why, figure out why women don't fully commit in a relationship. So this all sparked through a conversation and also a post that I had recently with a buddy of mine. And also, because he's the one that shared the post with me. And, we kind of had a quick discussion going over that. So, it's a post about a man that fully committed and towards woman. Now, this man was making 6 figures. So we got a man, her man's making 6 figures. She's a stay-at-home mom. Cool. I have no problem with that. So, but what the woman started doing is she started her own online website and started making money from it. Cool. Still great. That's even better. You're not just sitting at home doing daily things. You're also grinding. Kudos to her. However, she was keeping a secret bank account from him. Now, this is where it gets rocky. When the man finds out that she has this secret bank account with money, what do you do in that situation? What's your opinion? Or is she wrong for that? For keeping it a secret? And he had to find out, through, just maybe a statement came through and then, through the mail or information from her bank account that he never knew about came in the mail, and that's how she found out? Or is it okay? Is he okay with that? So I've heard conversations with people that say, or I see comments of people saying, oh, you got some women that's out there still with that independent shit. Like, oh, she ain't in the wrong. Do your thing, girl. Da 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 da. My mama always told me, all these girls are saying this stuff. Like, this girl just saying that this girl's not in the wrong. And then you catch a few people, mostly men, that are saying it's nothing wrong with her having another bank account. What's wrong is that she wasn't told, or he wasn't told about this bank account. There's a line where the trust is questioned now. That's where the suspicious action is. Now you gotta remember, we gotta try to lay this all out. If she's a stay-at-home mom and he makes 6 figures and he's out there working, and she's not working, that means he is also supplying the funds for her to get her started up for her online business. That means he's been paying or supplying the funds for her to pay for her website. And then also, if she was promoting her stuff or marketing her stuff through, via whatever social media, then he's also paying for that. So you gotta think. You gotta think on both ends. You gotta consider both ends of the conversation. Well, if he's making 6 figures and working hard and doing everything for the family, and she's out here making money, and she's making money and using his money to flip it and making money, that's not the issue. Kudos to her to being a smart woman to making money while she's at home doing her thing. However, it's going to hurt me or hurt somebody to find out that you've been using all the money that I've been giving you. You've been using it and making it your own money, and now you're keeping it secret from me. That shows the guy is all in. He's giving her everything. Loyal, a great man, and she even says it in the post. And she wants to know, is she wrong for doing this? Because this is the way she was raised. And I get it, you're raised that way. But it's also going to question my opinion solely. I can't answer for no other man. But just based off this situation, if that happened to me today, if I go off and making 6 figures and doing my thing, and then my girl started doing her thing and and opened up a separate or another bank account that I didn't know about, and she was just throwing her money in that account, I will have a problem. I will guarantee you, I will. The fuck is you doing not telling me that you making money? Some people in the comments, some ladies are saying, you should always keep your own separate account that your man own money that your man don't know about in case of a divorce. That's not how it works. If you get married, you should not be planning on a divorce. Period. If you know the ratings of divorces and stuff like that, and you have a suspicion that you're going to need a backup account because of marriage, especially as a woman, even though women usually are the ones that come out always on top, like 90% of women come out on top when a divorce goes through, especially when a kid's involved because she had a kid. Why would she need a backup, a bank account for her funds? That's dumb. She wouldn't need that. So I don't believe the girl the girl that actually performed this and made the post was her intentions or her idea behind it. I don't know her. However, this is just the comments people are making on this situation, and I feel like this is usually what girls do. They always have a plan B, and the plan B could be another man, or it can be them doing something. Because if you got the life, girls get bored. Girls do not like good guys. The average guy that makes $50,000-$60,000 a year and treats his woman nice, gets her what he can afford, supplies her with those things. A woman needs something extravagant, needs something exciting. And I believe women need a life of drama. They need it. They crave drama for most of these women out here. And I don't know why. They need some kind of spark. You can't just take her on a nice trip for a week, 2 or 3 times a year. You can't just give her this or that and the woman satisfied. And this is the reason why women have a problem with committing to their man fully. A man needs someone for peace because they can get chaos anywhere. They can create chaos. For women, I don't know. They have to juice up. So they got to juice it up, make it feel good, make themselves feel better, whatever the matter may be. And they will leave you on a drop of a dime, especially if you're married. And that's the reason why I don't believe I need a really good convincing for somebody to tell me, well, and it ain't just saying, oh, I'll get a prenup. I need a real good convincing of why I should marry, or I should marry you. Because in reality, the guys are the catch. Naturally, women are followers. So if we're talking about who's the catch and who's really, who should really be out here working their ass off to please somebody or being the submissive man or a woman, I believe a man is by far easier to get a man that will take care of you and y'all can build. Because a man of supply, he'll fall head over heels. He'll reject anybody. But you don't see these girls out here rejecting their man. You don't see these girls out here in the street. I lost my best friend over a girl because he fully committed to her. Even though she took things out of his life that he loved doing, he still fully committed to that woman. And I condone him for him to be able to do that. However, that's not something you should have to do whenever you're in a relationship. You should not have to give up the things you love to be with somebody. There's millions and millions of women in this world. Don't need to do that.